What's going on, everyone? In today's video, I'm joined with Victor Gallegos, and we're going to talk about an awesome conference that we're hosting in early September called the Books and Beyond Resellers Conference. Before we get into that, what's going on, Victor?
How's it going, Joji? Books and Beyond. Our first conference, we're excited about it. We're super pumped. Can't believe this is about to happen. We're a few weeks away, and this is going to be the best conference that any Amazon seller could attend, and excited to talk about it.
Yep. So in this video, we want to talk about how Books and Beyond even came about, why we're so excited about it. We're going to talk about a lot of the speakers that are becoming, all of the work that we've been putting, down behind the scenes. I can tell you, I've never worked so hard in my life to not make money. And
Yep.
our sort of commitment to bring this community together, the book selling community together, all different types of book selling. And it's just going to be an awesome time for both Victor and I to hang out with each other, but meet you all.
Yes.
We don't get to see, you get to see us, you get to see me, you get to see Victor.
Yep.
But we don't get to really see you. I mean, obviously some people who are in the Bookmind group and people we have one-on-ones with, obviously we see them, but the majority of people watching this, we do not see. And it'd be so cool to actually meet you guys in person. So first thing you need to know is that it is September 13th through 15th. So that's going to be a couple weeks away. And, I would highly recommend coming if you think that you can afford it and you think that it's going to be a value add, which it definitely will be. But September 13th to 15th, those are the dates. And yeah, let's talk just a little bit about how it even came to be, our thoughts about, how crazy it is that's already happening. So, in the first 6 months, because when we went to Miami Sellers Conference, this would have been, I think, back in March or April. I can't remember exactly when it was. March.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we were at the Miami Sellers Conference, Avery's conference, we're like, let's actually throw a book selling conference. There's enough people interested. But at that conference, there was nobody selling books. It was David and Vishal, me and you, and that was it.
Yeah. The amount of booksellers there was fleeting, right? And it was hard. It is hard to be in that conference. It just felt like it wasn't really our conference. There were some booksellers there, but most people were talking about wholesale and how to sell Oreo cookies instead of selling books. And so me and you looked at each other and were like, there's a really huge demand here that we need to fill, because there are booksellers. There's a lot of booksellers, and we need to have our own conference like this.
Yep. Now, what there used to be was the Turn the Page event, Scout IQ Summit with Caleb Roth and, the Scout IQ guys that ended as they exited Scout IQ, which left a void in the space of, needing to bring the community back together. So that's kind of the way that it developed. I mean, even at the Miami Sellers Conference, we got Reezy Resell super excited about it. We got Avery excited, Steve about it. I mean, there's, again, a need for it at the Miami Sellers Conference. All these people who do online arbitrage, traditional online arbitrage and wholesale will look at us and kind of down at us, honestly. They're like, oh, yeah, you're still selling books? Well, that's a good start, but you should try this. And then we would tell them what our margins were, and they'd be like, what? That's crazy. That's insane. And we're like, I think, Victor, let's actually be like mini celebrities at our own conference rather than be sort of like the lowly people at this conference. And again, I had a great time at my Sellers Conference. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that there wasn't a conference for booksellers. So what did we decide to do?
We set it up, make our own conference, and we're bold enough to do it, right? With Avery and Steve's help, we put this conference together, and it's actually happening. We got some crazy amount of speakers. There's so much value here. When you think of the Miami Sellers Conference, we have less than 20 speakers. We have 26 speakers coming. And that's not even talking about the audience. Some of the audience members are doing bigger numbers than anybody that's actually speaking.
Yeah.
And so we're just really excited about putting this together. If you are a bookseller, thinking about being a bookseller, this is the conference you'll be at.
Yeah. And one thing we want to do as well is not just do strictly online book arbitrage. We want to do all sorts of book selling. We want to do bulk books. We want to do thrifting books. We want to do selling books on eBay. We want to do selling books on Whatnot. And then also online book arbitrage. So we kind of wanted all 5 of those things together so that people could really learn about all the amazing ways there is to monetize books. So yeah, there's going to be over 20 speakers here. It's essentially going to be an awesome lineup. And we're going to go into the website, show you guys where you can buy tickets, show you who the speakers are, and then we'll kind of share what the schedule looks like. But yeah, let's go ahead and share our screen here. And here we are at the booksandbeyondcon.com. So we'll go ahead and link that down below in the description so you guys can go there. But this is all the information they need. You can see this awesome video that my editor put together for us, and just sort of a telling you why you should really come and why we're excited about it. And yeah, let's just go ahead and look at some of the sponsors as well. So We've got, our prep center sponsoring this. Victor, how crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Central Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, we want this too. Like, let's go and sponsor. Of course, we have Bookmine because we're, the owners of Bookmine, and we're chipping money in as well because we want to obviously host this. Go-To-Lister. We also have Replan Catcher, which is Steve's software, and we also have Booksrun, and also Be Cool will also be another sponsor, and we're going to add Be Cool there shortly as well. Just some pictures of these are sort of things that you're going to see at this conference. These are actually from the Miami Sellers Conference, but this is kind of like what you're going to see at this conference. Well, now as far as your speakers, I mean, it's just kind of a stacked lineup. When I say stacked, I mean like cumulatively, we're talking about decades of experience. We're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars from some of these people. Right? Obviously not me, but just incredible people. So why don't we actually, get started off with, I'm actually going to start with Amanda. And the reason I'm going to start with Amanda is because I recently learned about how incredible it is to sell books on Whatnot, fiction books that you wouldn't sell on Amazon because they sell for $7 or $8 and they're worthless after fees. She can take that same book, sell for $4. The buyer pays shipping. She'll net like $3.20.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
Crazy.
So she last year made over $50,000 in take-home profit selling books on a live auction platform called Whatnot, selling books that are unsellable on Amazon. It's kind of insane.
So when you're taking a scanner and you're scanning things and it turns red, she's finding those books and making a profit off of them.
Right.
And it's just great to listen to her and hear her story.
Yep. Also, obviously if you're into my channel, you know about me. Obviously, you probably also know about Avery Martin, Romer the Roamer. Yeah, he's going to specifically talk about, thrifting, how to dominate thrift stores. Yeah. Amanda already told us that she actually has shared with me her slides, and there's some pretty crazy information on there, stuff that she hasn't shared on her own YouTube channel. Wow. So that's going to be really cool. We've got good old, Steve Rakin as well. So Steve's going to be there. He's going to talk a little bit about Replan Catcher, which is a way that you could find books and other products on eBay as well. And Steve does a lot of eBay to Amazon as well. But yeah, Steve's going to be there. Why
he's been reselling for years, right? 10, 15 years already. And this last year he sold like $700,000 of again, eBay to Amazon flips. So he's buying things on eBay and selling on Amazon.
Yep. Really cool. Now, David Chung, we just added David because we weren't sure if he was going to be able to make, but he can make it. So we're going to go ahead and make sure you fill this out more for him. But David's been selling on Amazon for well over a decade. In the mid 2000s, I believe, is when he had started. He runs a bulk book operation and sells over $1 million per year. Was also part of the team at Scout IQ. But yeah, just a really awesome guy, down-to-earth individual, and he's going to be showing you, if you're interested in bulk books, how to do that. Of course, you don't need any introduction to Victor Gagos. This guy's a legend. He's going to be speaking, and he's already given me some details about what he's presenting. And I'm like, Victor, are you sure you want to share that? I'm like, Victor. I was like,
I want to raise the bar.
I was like, Victor, are you sure you want to share that? That's a little. I was like, okay. I'm like, if you want to share that information, I'm like, I wanted to be special and know that information only. But if you want to share that, then by all means do it. But Victor's going to be sharing some stuff. He actually inspired me to share some more stuff as well that I haven't shared. And so in my talk, I'm going to be sharing some stuff I haven't ever shared on YouTube as well, just because we want to make sure the value's there. Yeah. Who's this man, Victor?
Wow. This is the GOAT of reselling, right? And the fact that we're actually able to get him for our conference, and he wants to come to this book conference, right? Because he started with books. He's still in the book business. He's mentoring a ton of people to buy and sell books. And so once he heard about this conference, he jumped on it. Reezy Resells has a brand, and he also helps out people buy and sell books. So great guy. I've watched his videos for years, and I know a lot of people are actually coming just to see him. So yeah, happy for him to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Then we have Shannon Mann. She's the owner of Central Virginia Prep, which is the prep company that is prepping my books for online book arbitrage. She's also one of the sponsors of this event as well. But just a really cool down-to-earth person, a very logistical person, someone who I would recommend talking to if you have things in your business that aren't working, or you have systems and processes that need fine-tuning. She's the type of person that you'd want to talk to. So she's going to be there speaking, and yeah, like I said, insane value add in terms of helping you create better systems in your business. So I'd highly recommend talking to Shanna when you're there. Right. Now, another goat on the right, Caleb Roth. I mean, he literally is, the one that started the book flipper community, which is probably where a lot of you ended up funneling from coming here. But he's going to be there. He's since moved on from selling books, but he's going to talk more of like the beyond part. He's got some other things going on with his life right now. He's going to talk about like financial freedom and how books led him there. So yeah, just a really cool person as well, and excited to have him. Now, why don't we talk about Hero and Bob?
Yeah. So if you didn't know anything about Bob, she buys books and also sells them on Whatnot and eBay. And she is, first, I would say she's a book like connoisseur. She loves books, and she can run circles around me around books, right? She knows actually, okay, that's a different cover. And then because it's a different cover, it's a different edition. This book is worth more and stuff like that, which it's just been a delight to actually listen to her and her YouTube channel, because as an Amazon seller, we just go off the ISBN number and whatever that says, it says. But she actually found there's a ton of discrepancies between that and makes a ton of money off of books that we don't even really are tracking. So I think she's going to be a huge value add to anybody who does eBay to Amazon, Amazon to Amazon flips, because these are books we can look out for. And I'm really looking forward to her talk.
Yep. We also have FBA Dave. So FBA Dave is a bulk bookseller who sells over $1 million per year. I think over $2 million per year. And he started out as a cherry picker. He was able to land a deal with, I think, his local Goodwill to start getting Gaylords books. And now he has 2 warehouses. He's got a pretty large team. A really down-to-earth guy. I interviewed him on my channel. I've interviewed a lot of these people on my channel, but just a really cool down-to-earth guy. A lot of really funny guy as well. He's got awesome shorts and reels on his Instagram and TikTok, which is pretty funny to watch. It's all about, bulk book selling. But FBA Dave's going to be there. And he's also, I already have his slides. Like, he's giving away some pretty valuable information as well. So really excited about him to talk. I mean, Chris Green, if you know anything about Amazon or making money on Amazon, I mean, he's literally been around since the beginning. Like, I want to say probably like 2 decades, like 20 years. And, he not only was, talking about books early on, but he also was talking about merch by Amazon early on, which is something that I had gotten onto. And again, that's not what this conference is about. But the point is, he literally is the jack of all trades, or the Chris of all trades is what we should say. And he's going to be there. And his conference, or his title, his speech style is called The Beyond. And he's not even sharing with me what he's going to talk about. Because I said, can I at least know? So I have a general idea. So I'm like organized. Like, wait, he's like, no, it's that valuable. Like, I can't even tell you. I want you to be shocked. So I was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. All right. This is your man right here. Why don't you talk about Frank?
So the first person outside of just myself, right, of buying and selling books, the first person I contacted was Frank, who helped me build my business even further than that. He's the owner of Little All Prep. And at the time, he was still prepping books out of his house. I was like, hey, I want to grow my business. My book business. I see you wanting to grow your prep business. Do you want to do this together? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And from then on, I've been sending him books for the last 6 years. He has prepped, sent my books in, has kept my account running perfectly, has stopped a lot of counterfeit books from coming in, has helped me with returns, helped me build my business. And like I said, without Frank, I wouldn't be selling anymore, because I would have been overwhelmed with the amount of books I have. And I owe a lot to him. And the fact that he's willing to come to this conference, there's a ton of you guys that I know are using a prep service or thinking about doing a prep service. The 2 owners of the main prep centers of doing books are going to be at this conference. You need to come here to talk to them and really help out your business grow, because just one conversation with them will really help you in your upcoming year with books.
Yep. And that's the way you should think about it, is the conversations that you have with a lot of these individuals, even just one tip that you pick up from one person can more than pay for the ticket. It could pay for your entire year. It could literally like transform the system that you have in place. It could transform the way that you source. It can transform something that just elevates you to a new level. And that's what going to the Miami Sellers Conference did for me. And that wasn't even a conference about books. So that's why this is a really incredible opportunity. Again, this is kind of for somebody who's a little bit more hungry, somebody who's wanting to grow. Like, if you're just like, okay, I only want to make a couple $100, a month, and you're really not really that into it or ingrained into it, maybe not. But this is for somebody who's like really hungry. Like, you've got to get yourself there. Like, this is the networking opportunity. This is the opportunity to really make it happen. Now, in the middle, we have Diane Mashburn. So she's been selling books on Amazon for over 10 years. She's somebody who knows like literally everything about Amazon Seller Central. If you have any issues, if you have an order that's there's something wrong with it, if there's, Amazon's asking for something, like she literally knows like every nuanced detail about Amazon Seller Central. And so if you have questions about how to operate something or how to find something, that I would definitely go talk to Diane. So Dan's a really smart person. I believe she's also defending her PhD.
Oh.
So,
and then Bill, right, who is the sales director at Sellbacker Books. So before that, he was also had his own book business, and then partnered up with Glenn, the bookseller. Glenn's actually a real person. I actually just found out that this year. And so if you guys are buying any books from Glenn the Bookseller or Second Sale, or have ever sold a book to Sellbacker Book, you need to know who Bill Martin Link is. And because if you ever run into any issues, you ever have challenges with that, you want a better business relationship, this is the guy to talk to, and he's going to be at this conference. And so, make that connection. Well, again, help out your business. So even both booksellers will gain a lot from meeting him.
Yep. And then we have Vishal Moody. So Vishal is a bulk bookseller who does like between $700,000 to $800,000 in revenue per month. So a multi-million-dollar bulk bookseller. Again, somebody that you're probably buying a lot of books from on Amazon as well if you do online book arbitrage, but a really down-to-earth guy, just making a ton of money. And so again, he's going to be there giving you some tips like how you can land, essentially wholesalers, like how you can land a source or a deal with someone in your community that has a bunch of books that they can send you if you want to go the bulk book option. Then we have Amanda in a.
I think you told we were talking to him right at the Miami Sellers Conference, and this was before noon. And we asked him how many books he had sold already that day, and he went and looked at his Amazon Seller Central and was like, "Oh, 400 books."
Yeah,
400.
I know. We're like, oh my god,
yeah,
so many books.
That's crazy, and that's this type of the caliber we're getting as speakers here. That's wild, and the fact that he's willing to speak here is also really cool.
Yep. Then we have both Amanda and Seth. So Amanda and Seth are going to kind of round out a little bit more of the eBay to Amazon route. Recently, Amanda's actually really been enjoying BookMine and been buying a lot of books as well. So both Amanda and Seth, again, they do a lot of eBay to Amazon, not necessarily just with books, but are both people who are crushing it. I mean, Seth is doing over $1 million a year as well. So again, think about the level of caliber, like the caliber we're talking about here. We're talking about people who are very successful, selling quite a bit of revenue, making quite a bit of money. And there's literally so many speakers that it's going to be like impossible for them to be crowded. Like there's over 20 people. It's just going to be like, there's going to be someone open at any point during the day. Like, any given point where you can go talk to these people. So really excited. Then we have Jameson Philippi, and Jameson has a really inspiring story. He really, had a very difficult, challenging life growing up, but turned his life around and is just a really motivational person, is now a 7-figure wholesale and OA seller as well. So really excited for him. And then what about John Victor?
So John runs Side Hustle Experiment. He has a great YouTube channel, really down to earth. I think we say this about a lot of people, but it's true. And what I mean by down to earth, he'll work with anybody. He'll work with a beginning seller, somebody who's struggling, somebody who's doing really well. And since then, he's also started like a teaching program to help people into either books or just regular online arbitrage. He's done both. He's done both like cherry picking. He's done bulk book selling, and now is doing online arbitrage just the general way. But he's willing to help you in any of those ways. And I think it's just, again, this is another great story to hear. It's somebody who continues to pivot so that he continues to do well in his business. Like he's not willing to accept no, right? He'll just keep finding a way forward. And I'm excited about his slides. And talk about his slides. He's already shown me a few of them, and they're great. So I'm really excited to see him do his presentation.
Yep. And then lastly, we also are going to have Aaron. Aaron's going to be on a panel. Aaron is somebody who's been selling for a few years now. He has like a team of 5 VAs. Again, he does a lot of eBay to Amazon, but he actually just travels around the United States in a camper with his family. And he's just putting up really awesome numbers. And I believe he still has a 9-to-5, but maybe he doesn't have a 9-to-5. Maybe he quit that. But Aaron's just a really cool guy as well. And he'll be there on the panel, one of the panels. So let's go ahead and look at, where you could buy tickets. So you just come up here and buy tickets if you're interested. And again, we're 14 days away as of this recording. So
that's crazy.
We're going to be less than 2 weeks by the time this video gets posted. Now, these are the different tier options. If you want just general admission, which is going to be access to both Saturday and Sunday, essentially all day, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's where you can go $447. And again, ticket prices are likely to go up once more by the time, as we get closer to the event as well. So just throwing that out there as well. If you also want to come to Saturday night after party, which is going to be a little bit more exclusive, it's going to be limited to the number of people that are going to be there, catered food and drink, then you could also, spend a little bit more and have that really exclusive after party. And then if you want the platinum package, then you could also have the recordings to the events, because we will have a filmographer there who's going to be recording essentially all of the speeches. And so you could always have full access to that if you want. But what I want to do is actually just go into the schedule so you guys have an idea of what's going on, because we've got a lot planned. So we're over here with the schedule. So we've got your host, we've got the conference date, September 13th through 15th. We would actually recommend that you arrive on Friday, because there will be a free meet and greet. So arrive on the 13th. I would say try to arrive by, midday or, early afternoon, so you can get checked into your hotel, and then you can go over to the free meet and greet. Because also, Victor, where is this place at? It's not like this is like in some random middle of nowhere place. Like, this is in a really exciting place. Like, where is Books and Beyond happening?
Yeah, no offense to Utah. This is in the middle of Utah. This is in Las Vegas, Nevada, where everything's happening, right? It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so if you get bored of the conference, which I know you're not going to, but if somehow at midnight you want to go out, there's a whole adventure for you waiting in Las Vegas. So it's definitely going to be in Las Vegas. It's going to be a great event. Yeah,
conference room is going to be at the Binion's Longhorn Room, which is going to be on Fremont Street. And Victor, can you talk to people a little bit about Fremont Street, why it's so special, why it's so cool?
So the locals call it downtown Las Vegas. People who are not from there called it Old Las Vegas. So this is where the original Las Vegas started, right? So when you think of the first casinos that were happening, all gathered together on this street, and that street ended up being called Fremont Street. And so all the casinos, the older casinos, all line up on the street. And now it's like an old vintage way of Las Vegas. And they put a dome over it, so it really feels like it's just one huge party. The entire night, it is lit. It is tons of people out there. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of people out there. There are street performers. There's bands. There are clubs. There's restaurants. There's so much to do on Fremont Street. When people ask me, okay, well, there's, what happens if the Four Queens, the hotel, actually runs out of rooms? I mean, go to the Golden Nugget. They're right, literally not across the street, but across the sidewalk. It's the same place, basically. It's all around you, right around each other. And I really think we found a Golden Nugget when we found this area. So we're excited about it.
Yep. So Friday, there is going to be meet and greet, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's when all the speakers are going to be showing up. That's when you all should be showing up. And this is going to be at the Cadillac Mexican Kitchen Tequila Bar. So, obviously we're going to have that pinned there for you, so you guys know where to go. That's what Friday's going to be. And it's just going to be a great kickoff to the conference. So obviously there will be no speakers talking in terms of like a conference format. It's just like, hey, this is the before party. It's not even after party. It's a before party. It's just like, hey, let's get to know each other. Let's have conversations. Meet Victor. Meet me. Meet Reezy. Meet Caleb. Meet Amanda, Bob. A bunch of people. Right? Just meet everyone, and it's just going to be an awesome kickoff. Now, some other things you need to know is that the conference is going to happen on Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But there will be 2 after parties on both days, Saturday and Sunday. Now, the after party that you can buy a ticket to will be only for Saturday. That's going to be an exclusive event, and it's going to be at a really cool location, which we'll share details with you if you do end up buying that, just because we want to keep that hidden, obviously, because obviously you'd only know if you're buying that. Mm-hmm. But then on Sunday night, there will be an after party that's sponsored by basically our softwares, GoToLister, Bookmine, and Replan Catcher. So that's me and Victor, Steve, and Avery. We're going to be sponsoring that event, so there will be food and drink there. And if you're a member of any one of those softwares, then you basically can come. So a lot of fun. Now, both days of the conference are going to be basically 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And boy, it is just going to be
stacked. Crazy. When people are like, oh, well, where's the period where I'm going to be able to like go out and see Las Vegas? I tell them, I don't think there is a time. If you don't want to sleep, I guess after 10:30 at night, I guess if that's a possibility. But the entire day, we have the entire Saturday and Sunday planned out.
Yeah, we've got basically coffee and tea networking in the morning. Then we got Avery talking, got Reezy, David, Bill, Bob. Then Frank, Shanna, and I are going to talk about how to protect yourself against counterfeit books. we got Caleb, and that's all before lunch. And then you can have a catered lunch there. Come back, and Victor Gallegos is going to hit you with some just incredible information, stuff that he doesn't share anywhere.
Yep. That's right.
And again, I asked him, like, Victor, you sure you want to give that away? And he's like, I'm going to do it. I'm like, Victor, okay. I was like, all right, that's pretty crazy.
I want to raise the bar, like I said. So make that happen.
So, and then we're going to talk about BookMine. We have some really exciting news of BookMine. We've got some crazy stuff coming out that we're going to announce at this conference.
Yeah.
And so if you're a BookMine member, you're going to be incredibly excited. And if you're not a BookMine member, you're probably going to become a BookMine member because we got some pretty crazy stuff coming out.
Yeah.
And we're going to have Frank from Little Owl talk about how he preps your inventory. And then we're going to have panels about thrifting books, dominating your local community, eBay to Amazon flipping, mastering online book arbitrage, and then some workshops a little bit later on, how to create a long-term brand with some of those guys that are really just well-known in the space. They built their own brand, and then how to scale your bulk book business with all the bulk booksellers, how to partner with your prep center with Frank and Shanna. And then we're going to have the after party after that. So that's all day one.
That's just day one. Yeah, that's just day one.
If you're somehow alive after 10 p.m., then go out and enjoy Vegas. And I'm already expecting my voice to be gone after day one, Victor. I don't know about you.
I'm worried, actually. It probably might even be gone after the initial networking event at night, and I have to still talk the next day. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just like wave at people that first.
I'm gonna be like, not because I gotta save my voice.
Yeah, because you have to make it to Sunday, right?
I have to make it. I have to talk on Sunday. So then we're gonna come back Sunday, coffee and tea, networking in the morning, welcome agenda, and then I'm gonna be I'll be speaking to Steve and Seth and John and FBA Dave and then Shannon and then Chris and then Resell Maven, and then finally lunch. Lunch is gonna be on your own on Sunday, so it's not gonna be catered on Sunday. But again, this is a great time to try to go out to lunch with some of the speakers, go out to lunch with some people that you met, because again, there will be people in attendance who will shock you the numbers that they're putting up. They just are not in social media. So there's people who are literally selling $1 million a year, and they're just there. But
that lunch is actually really important, because if you recall, Joji, who did we go to lunch with on this networking event, the networking lunch?
Yeah, we at the Miami Sellers Conference went on a networking lunch with both Vishal and David, who are both 7-figure. That means they sell over $1 million per year with bulk books. And we were able to talk some strategy between each other and get to meet great guys, but build relationships. And those relationships are likely to, create business down the road. So really, really important for us. And again, those are the sort of opportunities we want to provide to you out there. Right. And if anything else, we might even inspire some of you to start your own social media journey, because once you have a social media presence, then people know who you are. People want to network with you. People want to do business with you. It's pretty cool. Then we're going to come back with Diane. We're going to have Vishal, Amanda, Jameson. We're going to end out the speakers there. And then again, we're going to have some panels and some Q&A. And again, then we'll have our last after party for BookMine, Go To List, or Replay and Catcher members. And then that will conclude the event on Sunday. So yes, you do want to stay Sunday night, especially if you're a member of one of those softwares, and then fly out Monday morning. But just talking about it, my voice is gone.
We're going to make it through. I mean, it's going to be a great event. You're going to come out of the event wanting to push your business even better. I think that's where you're going to get out of it, is realize that there are people just like you doing even bigger numbers than you are. And why aren't you doing it like them? And you'll get a lot of tips. You'll be able to network with a lot of people. And, we're actually going to all together grow this book business together, book the whole market, right? The whole market's going to grow after this year because we've all networked with each other. And next year, this conference is even going to be bigger.
Yeah, it's going to be even bigger and better.
Yeah.
So make sure you all grab your tickets to the Books and Beyond, conference, the first ever. And you just go to booksandbeyondcon.com. Again, all of those ticket prices are tax deductible. I mean, this is a business expense. Even the flights, even the hotel, it's all business expense. I guarantee if you come with the right mindset and you're hungry enough, that the relationships that you will develop, if you're actually out there seeking those relationships, it's going to be like an infinite ROI if you come with that sort of mindset. I went to Miami Sellers Conference and paid quite a bit of money, which you would still have to do here, but I would consider the ROI on that infinite for me. So really excited for
I paid double the price that we're offering right here for the Books and Beyond, and I would definitely have done that again a few times over to get the networking and the relationships I built at the Miami Sellers Conference.
So we really hope you decide to come to Las Vegas. It's just a really cool vibe, really cool atmosphere, a lot of awesome people crushing it. What happens when you put yourself in a room with people who are doing the things that you want to do or doing it better is that you shape up and you're like, okay, I got to figure, like, they're not special. They're just doing something I'm not. What are they doing, right? If you're somebody who's trying to get fit and you start showing up to classes with a bunch of people who are fit, well, guess what? You're way more likely to get fit because you realize that other people are doing it. So why can't you? So anyways, really excited for this. Hope to see you there. Make sure you grab your tickets. And it's going to be an awesome event.
I will see you guys there. You guys need to book a ticket. I'll see you guys there.
See you in Vegas. All right. See you guys.